Now that the stock market is at all-time high, it's natural that some people wonder if they should put their money in stocks now or they should wait for a crash and then buy stocks at cheaper price. Because what if I put my money in stocks today and the prices will fall tomorrow? This is a very common question and many people make the wrong decision. I know people who want to invest in stocks for 3 years now and they didn't invest because stocks were high. If they had invested then, they would have almost doubled their money. First of all, market crashes and corrections are very rare. A market crash is when the prices go down at least 10%. Usually there's a crash about every 10 years. That's a lot of wasted time if you wait for these crashes. From 1820, the US stock market crashed about 22 times in 200 years. That's not a lot. So you have to wait about 10 years on average to invest in a crash and buy stocks cheaper. In 10 years, you can make a lot of money with stocks. You can at least double your money. And with 10 years of inflation, your cash will worth less over time. And actually, you make less money if you only invest in crashes. While it's completely impossible to time the market and buy only at the bottom, you would actually earn less money if you could do it. It is proven that you earn more money if you have money in the market all the time, and you lose money if you are waiting for the right time to invest. They made calculations about this, and it turns out that people who invest money on a monthly basis earn the most money. And people who would only invest after a crash, they would earn less money. This is because being in the market on the best days will earn you more money than buying stocks cheaper in the crash. And there are always cheap stocks. No matter where the market average is, you can always find stocks that are undervalued. For example, last month I bought 3 companies that are undervalued, even though the valuation of the S&P 500 is at all-time high. If you go to the supermarket and the average price of the products is high, you can still find products with a huge discount, right? Of course, you need to learn how to evaluate stocks in order to find undervalued companies. And the truth is, you won't buy stocks. Because it's one thing to be smart in theory, and of course, everyone knows that you should buy when the market crashes. So, if everyone knows this, then why is it that everyone is selling when there is a market crash? This is because it's one thing to know something in theory, and it's another thing putting your money in stocks when the market is volatile. But if you don't have experience with your money being in a volatile market, you will certainly not buy after a crash, because you will be emotional. Many times investing is not about being smart, it's about avoiding being emotional. If you are afraid of investing when the market is going up, you will be even more frightened when the market is going down. And you don't know where is the bottom. So you want to invest after the next crash, right at the bottom, just before all the prices will go back up. Sounds good, right? Let's say the stock market crashes tomorrow and it goes down 10%. So it is the bottom and then the prices will go back up, or prices will keep falling. The truth is, you don't know that, and nobody knows that. Of course, looking back to last year now, we can point to the bottom and say there was the bottom. But when we were there, nobody knew that we are at the bottom. When you are in a crash, you don't know what direction the stock market will make. You can only see the bottom after the prices are at all-time high again. And you shouldn't invest everything at once. Since you never know if you are at the bottom or at the top of the market, you shouldn't invest a big pile of your money at once. The best strategy is to buy stocks every month. If you pick individual stocks, this way you will always buy the most undervalued stocks. Or if you are a passive investor and you buy the S&P 500 every month, you will have an average cost. This is proven to be the best strategy for investing in stocks. So if you buy stocks every month, it makes irrelevant where the market average is. And if you don't invest, you don't get dividends. When you look at the price chart of a stock, or even the S&P 500, you only see the price. And what you don't see is the dividends. When you own dividend-paying stocks, you get dividends on a regular basis, no matter where the market is. But even if you just buy an S&P 500 ETF, you will get dividends. So if you don't invest your money, you will be left behind because you don't receive some of the profits the companies are generating. If you are not invested, you are not only missing out on capital growth, but you are also not getting dividends.